Moving day not only signifies the end of a season, but a start of a new one. And for the Kalamazoo Wings, a chance to do that before we turn the page on the 2011-12 season. One more chance to catch up to the players to talk about their time in Kalamazoo, as well as one of another successful seasons in K-Wings history. It's moving day here at Wing Stadium. The K-Wings turning the page on the 2011-12 season. And Nick, already met with half the team yesterday, the second half here today. How are the meetings going so far?
Great. Obviously get a chance to sort of, I like to put them on the spot and let them talk about it first. I make them talk about their season and critique their season first. And most of them aren't as, there's some guys that it doesn't faze at all, but there's a handful of them. They're like, oh, really? I have to go first? And it sort of gets them a little flustered. So it's always a little fun to sit back and watch those guys. And, they critique themselves well. They're accountable guys. They know when they had their rough stretches during the season. And, some meetings are longer than others. Some are 15 minutes and some are 4 minutes. So it depends on the personality of the player. And, I feel that they went positive on the way out.
As a player, now as a head coach, there has to be years that you're happy to get this meeting over with and turn the page to a new season. There's other years where meetings, you're kind of dreading it because of how well a team played and gelled together. This has to be one of those years.
Yeah, absolutely. I like I said, I take my team over any team in this league any day, and it's not. The reality sets in really quickly when you're doing year-end meetings and one-on-one meetings with these guys at the end of the year to talk about it. And most of these guys, I take time to talk to them at different places, whether it's on the bus or on the plane, and different individuals. So throughout the postseason here, and almost had a chance to probably be in a one-on-one situation with every one of these guys in the last 30 days. So there's not a lot of unknown. There was no real surprises in my mind. Everybody was accountable on the way they critiqued themselves, like I said before. When
you look at this, obviously some teams look at this as the end of the official end of the 11-12 season. For the K-Wings, when you're talking to guys, obviously the talk of next year happened. So it's just kind of the unofficial start of the 12-13 season.
Yeah, a little bit. You're obviously gauging interest on what players' their thoughts are for next year, and most guys are pretty open, and some guys keep it a little tight to the vest. Some guys aren't sure what their next step or haven't even thought about it yet. Obviously, you come back from Florida, and the guys are going to do their year-end type things, and they're going to have their fun and their year-end parties and year-end golf tournament and that type of stuff today. So. Some of these guys haven't put a lot of thought into next year yet, so, they're not really prepared to talk about that. And, we're not talking dollars and cents or contracts with anybody at this point. We're just sort of gauging interest.
What's next step for you as far as looking ahead to 2012-13?
Well, right now it's get the apartments out for this year, and then obviously got a protected list that has to be in June, and to be honest, I don't even know the exact date right now standing here, so I have to look that up and get back through that email that was sent out about a week ago. So I'm going to have to follow up on that, and just the loose ends from this year, and then take a week off first and have some time away from the game and spend some time with the family, and then sort of refocus, talking to affiliations and talking to both those teams.
It's just the second time in the last 35 years, and the Clippers stars are the ones that are really.
Season comes to an end for the K-Wings. It's moving day, and for you, talk about your time in Kalamazoo.
Wow, obviously we were welcomed here as soon as we got here in training camp, and it's been a pleasure playing with all these guys around the locker room. It's tough to say goodbye, tough time of the year, but also a little bit of a time to celebrate and realize that we had something special here, and looking forward to next season.
We'll talk about next season in a second, but we're down the stretch. Guys get to the conference finals, and it looked like, looking in from afar, that a very close-knit team and a lot of relationships are going to go a long time, even beyond this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's making plans right now to when we're going to catch up at whose cabin, and maybe some skating plans or even catch a concert or something. So. A lot of numbers being exchanged, and everyone's gonna. It won't be the last time we'll be together.
Last year in Cincinnati, trying to make your statement as a pro. This year, no doubt about it, made yourself useful not just as a forward, as a defenseman, and wherever needed down the stretch.
Yeah, I had a great opportunity here in Kalamazoo to play on both ends and kind of showcase what my talents are, and. I have a lot of ways to go on the defensive end, and I can still work on everything offensively, obviously. So, looking forward to next season and putting some more points up and creating something like as special as this.
Obviously, ECHL rules, you can't sign with anything or along those lines, but is it too early for you to start thinking about next year? Do you have plans on where you want to play?
Everyone, has plans, and without giving too much away, obviously Kalamazoo is a great city and, close to home for me, so it's up there, but, there's a lot of options that guys go over every summer, and, some of them you can't control and some you can, so we'll see what happens.
With Darren Archbald and Darren, moving day for the Kalamazoo Wings, and maybe a little sooner than you guys wanted, but doesn't take away from a great season you guys had.
Yeah, this day always sucks. Happens every year, whether you win or lose. This is where everybody parts ways for the summer, and obviously ended a lot shorter than we expected, but the boys gave it a great run.
Guys, a tight team. You guys, hockey is a small world, and it doesn't matter if you're a Vancouver player, a New Jersey player, or a free agent. You guys became very close in a short amount of time.
Yeah, it's like a family. You're with each other every day, and you get to learn a lot about each other. And whether you like it or not, you're pretty much stuck with each other all year. So you got to make the best of it.
What's the you talk about the transition and getting back home and things along those lines. Talk about your time here in Kalamazoo and what it meant to you.
I had a great time in Kalamazoo. It was a great experience, first year pro, and I learned a lot this year, and I loved all the support from the fans and everything in the community, and just wish everybody the best.
Arch and Max. So we take the advance of next one. Let's see the inside presence now. 7 for 10 inside 5 last night. Almost 72% from that distance in the series. His average 14 points per 5 feet per.
With Maxime Clermont and Maxime, rookie season, you last year in the Quebec Major Junior League get a chance to the battle for the championship. This year, you get to take a team to the Eastern Conference Finals. Not a bad 2 years for you.
No, it was pretty good actually. We had a good year here, and I think we had a good run. And obviously it sucks. You wanted to win it all, but I guess it's not this year. So we're gonna have to try again another year.
You look at your first year pro. You've gotten some experience. You played well in the 2 games that you got into the American Hockey League. You're in a system that eventually will need a goaltender to replace Marty Brodeur, and you kind of stacked up the resume this year to eventually get to that post.
Well, obviously that's my goal, right? So that's why I play, and I want to get to the next levels, which is the American League next year. So we'll see. We'll train hard this summer, and we'll see what's going to happen in September at camp, and we'll go from there.
Talk about your time in Kalamazoo.
Oh, it was a great experience. We great group of guys, and I really enjoyed it. Nice town, great fans, so it was fun.
How's it being the only guy on the team that is French Canadian?
Well, it was the first time for me, but I guess it forced me to speak English more, but I try to get better every day.
Could it help you, though, too? Because you could speak French and say whatever you want to people in the nicest tone, and they thought you were giving you compliments.
Of course, I can say whatever I want here.
Families, do the rounds. I got...
With K-Wing goaltender and without question the MVP of the postseason for the Kalamazoo Wings, Riley Gill. We didn't get a chance to talk too much during the postseason. You were a little busy there, but talk about the transformation. You stepped up big, helping out the K-Wings in rounds 1 and 2, and for a guy that was the heir apparent a year ago, taking the most of that opportunity this year.
Yeah, it was a good playoffs for us. We ran into some good teams. Wheeling and South Carolina. They were solid teams playing well, coming to the playoffs, and we were able to weather the storm, there in the first round against Wheeling, and losing the first game kind of backs up against a wall right away, and we battled back and won 3 straight in that series, and then put it on to 5 straight, 6 straight games I think it was before our winning streak ended there, and winning 6 games in a row in the playoffs is tough to do, and we had a great run there, and just fell a little short with Florida.
A guy that grew up in Minnesota can really make a claim that he spent as much time in Southwest Michigan with 4 years at Western and now parts of 3 seasons with the Kalamazoo Wings. Talk about the learning curve between the pipes from when you first got here to the current day.
Yeah, Kalamazoo's been a great place for me to play. Western, was a great place, and we had a couple good seasons there, a couple, below 500 seasons, but, it propelled me to play here at, Kalamazoo Wings, and, nothing but good things to say here. And, back-to-back years, had great seasons, and, just the expectations are high for me, now, and, I got to know that, and, I'm going to be gunning for, I think, Kalamazoo the next couple of years here, and, I know what to expect now as a third-year guy, and it's kind of easier on the mind coming into training camp and stuff like that, and easier to get around and play your game and know what to expect. You kind of got that ease of mind, and as a goalie, that's a good thing to have, and you can be comfortable back there in the net. And I'm excited moving forward here.
Talk about moving day here. You got to pack, you get going, you have your meeting with coach on the exit interview. How did everything go?
Yeah, it was good. It's obviously a hectic time. You're trying to say goodbye to your teammates. You don't know if you're going to see them, again soon or ever. So that's kind of difficult. But it's you get used to it now. And just done it so many times. It's never easy, but it's just part of the game.